love that song.
You were totally having a dance, weren't you?
It's so energizing. That's Japanese jazz, in case you're wondering. I'll look up. I'm kind of out of breath now. I'll look up the bands later. It was on, had Creative Commons license, and I was like, oh. All right, so today, this is David. David, do you like Mackay or David? Because now there aren't two Davids on the team, so.
Wow. We're jumping straight into existential conversation at British time. David is fine, but I also don't mind being called Mackay. Like, it's, I've answered to both for many years. So.
Yeah, there are two of us on the team who knew you first as Mackay, and we keep referencing you as Mackay. And Alice actually asked me about it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Mackay used to work with Simmons, so he was Mackay and Simmons. I knew Simmons, then I met Mackay, so he was Mackay." Yeah. And then I go. No one else on the team calls him Mackay. You're right. So I'll just call him David from then on. And then literally we go into a full stand-up and Tom calls you Mackay. And I was like,
yeah, I don't mind. I mean, I did push for David too, but people weren't really keen on that. So, I mean, and Mackay's good because generally people call me Mackay. So, you know, we can just keep saying Mackay enough until people start like getting the Scottish version in there. So.
We'll normalize Mackay.
Awesome. I mean,
yeah. Cool. All right. So we have started. I should have changed the background while the countdown was playing. I'm still getting the coordination factor going on. Today we're playing with OpenStack On Packet. What is your experience with OpenStack?
So I have used OpenStack.
Oh, nice.
Not in 3 years. So I was an SRE from like 2015 to 2018. That involved some OpenStack usage. So, I'm aware of the components. I've yelled at it a few times. Whether I remember anything or not will be interesting. I'm hoping like as you do stuff today, it's just all going to come flooding back. But.
And we found out that we were both at this event last year.
Yeah, I know, right? So.
And we didn't know each other. Small worlds. Although I'm in the Netherlands. I live in Groningen, and there is a quick 1-hour flight over to London, which is one of the reasons it was very easy to go to this event for me. And then for you, how far was it to travel?
To London. So yeah. I can fly there in like 45 minutes, but generally I prefer to take the train, which is like 4 to 5 hours depending on the line, but at least I can have the laptop out, get some work done.
Yeah.
Or watch Netflix.
I don't mind traveling by train here either because there's Wi-Fi everywhere. So
yeah, when I lived in the Netherlands, I loved the train system. It was awesome.
Yes.
And then you go in a British train and you're just like, oh, I went back in time like 40 years.
It's okay. My comparison is America. So yeah. I once took a train from Raleigh, North Carolina up to New York City, and it was raining the whole way, and the car that I was in leaked so much that it was raining inside too. And I was like, okay, this is where we are now. Okay.
Yeah. That's the best way to travel.
Yeah. Did not like my nickname right then. My name did not. It was like, you know what? I'm going to go by Kristen for a little bit. All right. So are you ready to get started?
I am.
We are playing with OpenStack On Packet today. I am with Packet. Mackay is also with Packet. We're both with Packet. but I came from Red Hat where I was the RDO liaison. So I worked very closely with OpenStack. And that's one of the reasons why I chose this repo to play with. I also happen to know John Studaris, who's one of the main contributors on this. Funny story. John Studaris is the reason I'm at Packet. Because he knew I was looking for my next opportunity, and he was like, hey, let me introduce you to Jacob Smith, one of the co-founders of Packet. So when he was the one that was like, you should do OpenStack on Packet next, I was like, yes, I should and can and will. So 2 weeks ago, I was on vacation and I came in here and I looked over the installation guide just as a preparation for the following week. I was going to do this. And then it was 1,000,000 degrees. And so nothing happened. But we're doing that this week. And all of my pull requests were accepted. And then I was made a contributor. Officially, that's me, a contributor on the project. So I'm kind of chuffed about that. I'm now have ownership interest in this project. And anything we run into, we can fix right away if we want to be sneaky and not get a review on things, which you should never do. So just to review, we are using Terraform to spin up an OpenStack cloud on x86 bare metal provided by Packet. We're going to use the Asudi version of OpenStack. We're going to need 3 systems of 2 x86 infrastructure systems and 1 compute node on x86. You can do this with ARM. And then it can, there's a couple of different formats for using ARM in the interface, but we are going with the default, which will be no ARM systems, minimal config, 3 C3 medium x86 systems. I actually don't know what version of OpenStack this installs. Actually, no. Because he doesn't go into the OS. He doesn't talk about what operating system we're working on. It's probably done via Terraform. Have you used Terraform more than me? Yes.
Yes, I have a fair amount of Terraform experience, hopefully.
Cool.
And if it comes up, we can fix it. I'm positive, confident. Just ignore that jitter in my voice. That's just so much confidence. I'm nervous.
What jitter? There is no jitter. There's only Zool. Okay. We've already looked over this. I will put a link in the audit from 2 weeks ago. All right. So one of the things I have to make a note on this is after we do this stream, I'm going to have to delete and create new project IDs, API keys, stuff like that on my system. Because I was going to set this up so that none of it showed using the export. And then I was like, no, I really want to do this all live. And I can just easily delete and recreate these tokens. So my project ID, I've already logged in. I already have an account. I've already set up a project called OpenStack On Packet. And so the project ID is under project settings, and this is the project ID. And then your Packet API key actually, this is not true, right? Your Packet API key is on the right side of the screen. Oh, you're talking about this.
Yeah.
Right. You have existing keys. Okay, so I just need to add one to this. So what is it? It's not wanting my token. So do I need to generate a new one, or am I adding my API key to the project?
So you're just creating a new one. So you just have to type like a description into that field, and then it generates a token that can be used for the provisioning steps.
All right. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And look how easy it can be done twice. Okay, there. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. So my project ID, my API key is done. My Packet account has an SSH key attached. Ta-da. Should I be slowing down? Maybe. If you're following along at home, let me know when you're ready. Actually, I should pull open the comments. Okay. So my Packet account has an SSH key attached. Okay, actually, I thought that it was going to ask for my Packet API key, not the project's API key. So I won't have to delete my API key, which is cool. Okay, Terraform. I'm pretty sure I already have that installed. And the way I'm checking is the only thing is sharing. Is I just ran Terraform. If I didn't have Terraform installed, it would have said command not found. Okay. And then maybe I should just share my whole window.
Yeah, share the whole thing.
Share the whole thing. It'll be fine.
Just remember to put do not disturb mode on, which I forgot yesterday.
On my system. You can do that.
Yeah, if you click the little menu in the top right to open your thing,
for
and then
notifications.
put fingers down. Yeah, so scroll. Yeah. Oh, so scroll. Push 2 fingers down. A scroll. I don't know. I'm a Mac newbie myself, but yeah. Oh, there you go.
What? Okay, learning new things every day. Awesome.
I'll give you one more while we're at it. So you know how you type clear into your terminal?
Yes.
You can do Control or Command L and then reduce your typing. So if you type like, yeah.
Control L. Learning things.
That's my most used shortcut. In fact, I clear my screen so much that I've actually got like a shell plugin that just clears it after every command. I just like I just like it to be like one thing on the screen. I'm weird that way.
Hey, good morning, Alice. How are you doing? Alice is watching us from YouTube. Okay, so Terraform. These instructions use Terraform from hazards to drive. We already installed Terraform. If you're following along at home, pause the stream because you need to go download that. Okay. Git clone this repo. Now, this is the same as if I were to, yeah. Okay, just making sure. Copying that. There. Okay. Loading into OpenStack. Yes. Only allowed to type, not speak. Yes. Although we could invite you to join us, Alice, if you're interested. Just let me know. And then, well, Actually, yeah, 2 people is probably plenty because then we can't share the screen. And also we're going to see how good my network is. This is T.
Can you not share your screen with more than 2 people? I've not tried. I'm curious.
I'm guessing because the little icon on StreamYard only has 2 people to the left of the shared screen. And then there's the single person, the 2 people. And then I think we would just have to share my whole screen if we had 3 people on. Oh, look at that. Look, I'm all big. And I could be, wait, you're over here. I could be like, Kai, Alice, okay, done.
I'll just make myself look bigger.
I know, just be as big as possible. Alice says that she's enjoying the Rain and David show. Excellent. Okay. All right, so we have cloned and then we CD into Open. Oh, I have apparently more than one open thing. Okay. From the directory, generate an SSH key or copy an existing. Nope, we're going to generate one. I was looking over this and I was like, I could do some of this stuff ahead of time. And I was like, you know what? I want to generate it all. Now this...
That was weird. Why does it say that file already existed?
Is it in the GitHub repo?
I hope not.
Right there. Look, packet key pub. Interesting. Mr. Studaris. Yep, it already had one, but it wouldn't have worked with when we try to like it would have worked to Terraform and then it wouldn't have worked to actually access the OpenStack systems, I think.
I think it would. You'd have to use a special flag on SSH, which I assume we're going to be doing anyway, to point it to the key. Oh, well.
Maybe the instructions need to be... Oh, Now we see if Rain remembers her login.
I don't think you need to log in. I've never used Terraform with a login before.
Yeah, me too. If I'm honest.
Yeah, let's close that down. We don't need that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
So it's saying, okay, so it wants a backend, so you can use the Terraform local backend.
How do I do that?
That's a great question. So I think if you do Terraform login -- local. Hold on, let's see. Oh, in fact, maybe it's in the provider. So could you maybe can we take a look at the Terraform stuff?
Yes. How?
The file? Do you have VS Code, whatever editor of choice you have? Or I guess we can do it through GitHub, right? So,
the actual YAML?
if you open the main.tf file.
Oh, Terraform.
Yeah, so it's got... right. Okay, so it's actually specifying that it wants to use a remote backend. So we could just delete that file. Hello. My ferret came to say hello.
Hi, buddy. Wait, I have to do this. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Hey, buddy.
I just felt her nibbling at my toes. So.
He was like, "Excuse me, you're talking a lot." Or they were saying, "You're talking a lot. You must want." Hi, Elda.
Zelda.
Hey, Zelda. So it is he.
She
That always gets confused, right? He.
Yeah, that's correct. All right. You're still biggie zoomed on me.
Oh, right.
No, like you.
Going. I was like, that's nice. I'm moving on. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I was like, la la la. All right. So remove the organization.
And I would just delete that file.
Oh, delete it entirely?
I don't think. Okay, so maybe I'm going to show my complete lack of expertise in Terraform here. But I don't think. So what that file is doing is it's saying that we want to use a backend remote provider to store the state file. If that doesn't exist, it's going to store it locally in a directory called .tf-state, to the best of my knowledge. So, and it's get, right? So even if we delete the main.tf, we can pull it back later if we need.
Do you? Hey, Alice was super happy to see the ferret, by the way.
All right, we'll schedule more ferret time.
We'll schedule. I'll go get my cat. Zoe will be like, please put me down. I verified that the file is gone. I'm so glad that you joined me this morning because I am not as familiar with Terraform. And so then we just go back to our Terraform init, theoretically.
Yeah, and that should use a local provider. Ta-da!
And see, this is where you dance. This is the dancing part.
Well, I'll wait till it's installed all the plugins first. I don't want to be too confident.
Right. That's true. Alice used to have a ferret.
All right, now we can do it.
See? Okay, cool. Alice, what was the ferret's name? And James Castle is joining us on Periscope or Twitter, and he wants to get remote/v. Okay, we did this. Terraform has successfully been initialized. Let's go back to our instructions. Did that. Okay. We are using the default. So we want 3 C3 mediums. Do we need to running the Terraform TF vars variables will result in the default configurations. Defaults can be modified as desired. Why do we need to copy the sample Terraform settings?
So terraform.tf-vars is a special file in Terraform.
Sample.
So the sample one is just going to be providing some defaults. We should probably just take a look at it and see what it's doing.
Oh, there's lots of them. Oh, and it's not even a C3.
We're going to be stuck in that forever now. That's it. Stream over.
Yeah, sorry. Are you an Emacs person or a VI person? Or neither, or you're like, no.
So I guess I use VS Code now because it's pretty. But I mean, I have a long history of using Vim and then Neo Vim, so I like Vim.
Yeah.
I've tried many times to use Emacs, but my fingers just aren't flexible enough for most of the keyboard shortcuts.
I've never used Emacs. I think I used VI like when I first started at Red Hat. And then someone introduced Vim and that was it. I stayed with it ever since. But I have used IDEs and stuff before. I just I keep going back to Vim and yeah.
I understand that. It's good, and the way you navigate the codes and the shortcuts and the commands.
Yeah,
it's pretty
that's what my fingers know. So actually, even though the default says C3 medium, these are actually C2s. And that does make a little bit of a difference because of, I believe, processing power. So check this out. I'm pretty sure Terraform is going to grab everything, but here are the different sizes. Ooh. There we go. So C2 is, 2 gigahertz processor, and C3 is 2.8. And look, you have a little bit more. Double. You have double the gig SSD, same RAM.
Yeah, I was
same speed
playing around with Packet last night, and I wanted to know what the biggest instance I could spin up was, and I think I spun up an instance that had 56 cores and like 400 gig of RAM. And then shut it down immediately because I was like, yeah, I mean, that's fun, but I'm not doing that.
So much power.
So we can modify that sample file, and we can just make it the C3s, and I guess we can maybe update the docs.
Well, that's the thing is actually I would be more inclined to run it on the default and see if something breaks to see whether or not the documentation is wrong, or if the tariff or if the actual sample is wrong. Does that make sense?
So this may be a Terraform thing. So there could be default values provided inside the other Terraform files, and the sample is a way to override them using the TF bars format, which is actually overriding the C3. So we can check that if you want, I guess, to see if that's intended.
So we will check which file?
That's a fantastic question. So what files do we have? Okay, let's take a look. In fact, do you want to just grep for 33 dot and see if we can just beat that up a bit? I'm not sure where the compute would be specified.
3.3. Oh, you mean C3?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so you don't need the ls pipe. We can just do grep space C3 space star. And yeah, there we go. So there are defaults inside vars.tf.
Did I see 3?
So we don't need to copy the sample over if we don't want. We can just rely on the default configuration.
So it's in vars. What's the difference between vars TF and Terraform TF vars?
Yeah, so vars.tf will have variable blocks inside of it. So there'll be Terraform's way of saying we expect this to be provided by the consumer, the user, etc. But if they don't provide anything, then we can set the default values. And then the Terraform.tf bars is just a convention where you can actually override those values for your own configuration.
That makes sense. Okay. So we are ignoring this command and going with, is there? Already. No, so there's no terraform.tf vars file at all right now. But it'll still run because it has, right?
It has defaults, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let's go to deployment, Terraform apply. So we don't have to go and tell it what servers we want. Terraform takes care of it?
Correct.
Wow.
So why don't you open the vars.tf and you can see what's in there?
All right. Shouldn't we add our packet ID?
So yeah, we will need to provide our auth token. So did we export that at the start?
No.
I can't remember. All right, so we'll still need to do the exporty bit, and then that'll pass that through. Okay. But the rest have default values, so we don't need to override them.
Yep.
Although I feel that maybe we should launch this in AMS1, like, you know, being that you're in the Netherlands.
Yes. Yeah, because it's going to, is that San Francisco?
I have no idea which SJC is. SJC airport is San Jose.
Nice. Well, that makes sense. Okay. I want it. There we go. Oh, I'll just do this through this. So I have a question. Stupid question. If I just run this file or this command, how does it know where to put, how does it know which file in which to put this variable?
So Terraform uses a magic prefix, the tf_var, means that we're defining a variable that Terraform can consume, and then it maps anything after that to the variable name. So you would want to do, packet project ID and packet auth token would just magically be interpolated into those variables.
Okay, so that's how
pixie dust and magic.
That makes sense. Sorry. Packet project ID is going to be this ID. And then it's going to be this API key. Okay. You have to do this even if, unless, okay, but it doesn't automatically update this.
Yeah, you can just run Terraform apply now, and that should work in theory.
Right. But it doesn't update the file. It now has it in a database within Terraform or something, right?
So Terraform will pull it in from the environment variable during the Terraform apply step. So it kind of checks the environment, looks for that tf_var prefix, pulls all them in, and then does its thing. So we should, hopefully it should be. I'm just going to prefix everything I say with hopefully, should, and maybe.
You know, that's probably wise. I mean, it might be. Yes, I do. What can I put? Maybe? No.
Yeah, I don't think it will respond to maybe.
Oh, error not found. Okay, it doesn't like my packet project on bare metal TF and line 2.
So can you show me the export line that we used?
Right.
Is that still in your history? So if we take a look at that export, we'll just make sure we exported packet.
Packet auth token.
What was inside that file again? Can you open? Sorry, scatterbrain. Can you open bare metal.tf again?
No. It's this packet auth token.
Yeah, so that's Oh wait, I think it's complaining about the resource above that. So there's this packet project, which is a format open. That's weird.
OpenStack. Do you think it's actually supposed to say OpenStack?
I think that might be a typo. Yeah.
Does it matter? Because it's in a string.
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Sorry, my fingers just forgot how to use Vim. It's because we talked about it too much. Packet. And this is definitely supposed to be the auth token of the project, not of the person.
I don't think so, because this looks like it's creating a packet project for this deployment. So it's not actually using the packet project ID. As we can see online, whatever that is, 2425. I'm just a complete random guess, but there's a project ID near the bottom of the page, and that's using the resource project ID, not the variable. So
yeah.
I would suggest we use your auth token and let it create a project.
Where would we put it?
If you just go copy it from the UI and then redo the export, we should be okay.
From
Definitely, maybe.
Best day ever. Oh wait. Oh yeah, we're going 11 to 12:30. Okay. For a second, I was like, oh, we're over. So definitely we're pasting. Definitely, maybe should paste my API key into that file.
Yeah, and then you definitely should delete it right after this stream.
Yes.
And we will not forget.
Instead of the auth token here.
No, so leave the auth token as it is. So you just leave that file and don't save it. And then and then just redo the export with the auth token, but use your auth token. That should be okay. Yeah, that. So delete, paste.
Oh crap. See, that's what happens when you accidentally use control instead of command, by the way. I've learned.
Is that an equal sign? Oh yeah, I think it's just rendering weird for me. Okay. So let's try the Terraform apply again, and fingers crossed.
Maybe.
There we go. So it created a project, so we can maybe go look at the UI and start seeing some machines pop up, hopefully.
Oh, it's got 4 projects on here now. So that's new. It made a project. And there's the 3 systems. Okay.
Nice.
I'm a little verklempt. And they're all C3s. Aww. And they're in Amsterdam. Alice said her ferret's name was Baby. And he proved too smelly. I have heard this.
Yeah, I think male ferrets are particularly smellier than the female ferrets. So, the female ferret, at least I'll speak for mine at least, is kind of like a musky scent. I actually quite like it. So. We have snuggles on the couch and watch TV.
Aww.
So I wonder how long this takes. Like, what's it doing? Creating computes, and I guess there's a provisioning step. So
I want to say it said in under 10 minutes. We probably should not stand, but no, it did not say how long it would be. 90 minutes later. Yeah. Well, it definitely has created 3 systems and a new project. So that's cool. And I'm going to delete my my API. So I'm going to just put that over here. So I remember to do it analog. Delete API. The other, did you? Oh, what's OH, Alice?
Other half.
Other half?
Yeah, like partner.
Significant other?
Yeah.
Partner person. I think we should all start calling our significant others and wives and husbands and whatnot partner person, because then we could just refer to them as your PP. I think it's brilliant. It's politically correct. It covers all the genders.
And fun to say, my PP.
My PP.
Okay, so it's in a remote exec now, so
looks very happy.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's installing whatever OpenStacky stuff it has to install on each of the machines.
And we're using Ubuntu's version of OpenStack since Ubuntu is installed.
Ah, cool.
Did you know there were different versions based on your OS, by the way?
Nope. I had no idea. But that's what could possibly. Don't say that. I mean, it's just asking for trouble.
Whoa. Did you see that? Can you see
all the things
everywhere? Yes. Okay. Let me see if I can post just to one. Oh. Nice. Okay. Oh, I love StreamYard. Because you can do that. Oh, StreamYard. Okay. So it's got OpenStack on all 3, and it's still going. Oh, cool. It's on Compute Dashboard. Got our controller. We are.
So is there a UI? Does it give us like a nice? Is that what the dashboard is?
That's what the dashboard is. Yeah. So the dashboard will be Horizon, which is the pretty graphic user interface, and it will it'll use the controller to provision the compute node or manage anything else that's there. But yeah, we theoretically can go into the dashboard and see our OpenStack device. I don't know if this goes into the actual. This goes into the command line. No, wait. I specifically, the OpenStack Horizon can be pulled up at the username listed with the Yeah. So we should be able to go in to the dashboard. But what I love about this documentation is he gives you the instructions for both the dashboard and the CLI. So you could go in either way, which I love. I could take Alice's message off of the screen now.
I thought you were keeping it as some sort of like surrounding fear of a failure. But just so when it broke, you could be like, see, Alice, this was your fault. You just did. Get on the stream and fix it.
Right. This is my default bad ticker that I keep on for every stream. I have this ticker going just in case I need it. And I love that I can put my own comments up. Like, yeah. Nice. God, I love StreamYard.
It is a very cool tool. Although, I mean, I think this is the first time maybe second time I've been a guest on it. I wish I had the ability to full screen the view. Because, oh no, like, I mean, take over my whole screen. Like, just, I want to be able to zoom in and still see both of us. But I'll submit a feature with that. I can do that.
Yeah.
Because actually, it's only a small square on my screen rather than like the whole screen.
Yeah.
So what are the OpenStack components? So my knowledge is I remember Heat and I remember Cinder, and I think that's probably it.
Okay, so Cinder is the backend project. Block storage, you can remember Cinder block storage. And Heat is the templates for setting up systems for provisioning them very quickly. You put in all the different whatever you want in whatever components and orientation and orchestration you want would go in a Heat template so that your end users can just click a button to say, I need a system where I can run my Java app on it, and it's done. Because of that dancing and all the moving I've been doing, I actually did all my steps for the hour. Thank you, Fitbit. But there are a lot more projects. Actually, someone reached out to me yesterday and was like, hey, we're still, a friend of mine's having trouble with networking, updating from something to something, some version of OpenStack to another. And I was like, I haven't updated on OpenStack ever. I've never done an update from more than one. Like, it just became available that you could update pretty easily from one version to the next major version. Pretty easily being a relative term, but skipping a version is never good. And that's what they were asking me to do. And I was like, that scares me. And also, I don't do that anymore, and I'm sorry. But yeah, so this actually doesn't have, oh, here we go. This is probably way too small for our people, our guests to see at all. But, and it's probably also a graphic. Yeah.
So there's a lot more components than I thought there was.
Yes, it's huge. Like, basically, when you've, like, this is part of the problem with OpenStack, in that it can be overwhelming. And it's if you have the time to put into it, it's worth it. It's made so you can do anything with any environment. That said, a lot of people are like, ooh, it's open source. That means that it's free. And I'm like, well, it's free as in puppy. Like, free puppy, yes, is technically free. You don't have to pay for your puppy, but you do have to pay for the food that it eats. You have to take care of it and discipline it and train it. And in that case, it's not free. You're paying with your time. And that's the same with OpenStack. Yes, it's free. It's open source, but it does take time to figure it all out. That said, there are a lot of providers and installers that make it as easy as possible and clicky as possible. And there's a lot of training out there as well. And I love that now there's official OpenStack training as well. Done through, no, that a lot of this knowledge has just left the building because we're installing our containers and Kubernetes and packet knowledge. So a lot of the old stuff is going away. Here's heat under orchestration on the upper right-hand corner. And you talked about storage, which is Cinder is under storage. It's the middle block storage. Yeah. And then Ironic, which is the bare metal service provider within OpenStack. Ironic and Tinkerbell are kind of similar projects in that regard. If people know, oh, hello. James Castle asks if Ironic service can be used as Packet, and that's exactly what I was about to talk about. So go Rain, good psychic. They're first of all, yes, you can use Ironic service with Packet, because the Ironic service is simply a service within OpenStack that detects and provisions bare metal. And all Packet is renting bare metal. So if you're just renting a bare metal server from Packet, the Ironic service would be able to detect all the systems that you have within it. That said, we have a bare metal provisioning project called Tinkerbell that just became open source 3 months ago. And it aims to be similar to Ironic in that it wants to help you provision bare metal and whatnot. And really, if you're not using OpenStack on Packet, then you would go with Tinkerbell. But if you're using OpenStack on Packet, then you would go with Ironic. So definitely, I'm pretty sure that this OpenStack on Packet is using Ironic system. It's one of the default projects that you use with OpenStack.
I guess it's just running like a Pixie server that the machines can boot from and provision. Is it called Ironic because you're provisioning bare metal instead of virtualized VMs? And that's where OpenStack started? Is that like the like a wee quirky name?
So yeah, exactly. It's Ironic because you're working with bare metal instead of VM. And it's a cloud project. So yeah. Yeah, let's see what is going on. Ooh, we have stuff. Okay. I love how the admin password is just admin pass. And also, I wonder if these are available outside of...
Yeah, that's a public IP address.
That's a public IP address. So like anyone watching right now could go in, log in really quick, and, oh, domain. What's our domain?
Just try blank, see what happens.
No, it's required. I'm wondering if it's our server.
It might just be OpenStack.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll pull up the Terraform and see if I can do anything.
Oh, oops. Hello, chat. Instead of, I could be using my fingers to walk over. Admin pass. Would my network wouldn't be dashboard. It would be like the project name, wouldn't it?
The domain is default with a capital D. Maybe.
Oop. And we're resetting this password. Well, actually, you know what? If someone is streaming and watching right now and wants to come in here and play, more power to you.
I think you're being naive. There is already a crypto miner running on this machine.
I know, exactly.
Those people are far too smart.
And scene. So yeah, this is OpenStack, and I'm so chuffed. Look at this. He's this project automatically came up with the brand, like booted up and was created with the branding already intact. It's got the Packet logo in the upper left-hand corner. That's absolutely amazing. This could have been like default branding and just OpenStack branding. But and it's got 2 CentOS systems running already. I love this. Oh, they're so little. This is so cool. This is so cool. All right. This might just be so cool for me. I love that. I love how thorough this is. So this is our compute node of these 3 servers. Oops, servers. So if we were logging in directly under CLI, we would be SSHing into the controller node, I think. Yeah, controller. And we would do that via this information. That's so cool. Oh, David, I'm chuffed. We've finished in an hour. I'm completely okay, and done. We're done. Thank you. We're gonna dance for 30 minutes. And I just realized that, I was full screen, so you completely missed that dancing. Mackay saw it. That's it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat.
Nothing hard though. Nice, easy questions, please.
Yes, easy questions, please. Like soft, underhand tossing, please. Yeah, that's so cool. Okay, so what I love about this documentation is he puts both CLI commands and Horizon dashboard commands to verify things. So let's see what steps he does. So we're ignoring the CLI for now, unless we have time for it. Admin compute images. Admin compute images, and we should have a bunch of images. Oh, 3 images. Oh, Ceros. How cool. CentOS and Bionic. So why does this have... Oh, I see, because this is 1. And then this is 2. Got it. Oh, he just had a bunch of extra images that he put on. Actually, let's do this. Look how tiny that is. I'll make it bigger in a minute. Just a sec. Actually, I think I made that too big. Okay.
Can you make it a little bit bigger?
Yes. And that is why we have guests on our stream.
Yeah, I can read that now. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, I wasn't in the right place. Oh. Weird. Yeah. You have to be in the right place. Okay. Yay! Okay. So we're in the same place, and we need to source it.
So you need to change the permissions because the key doesn't look like it was protected. If you pull up the terminal again.
Unprotected private file key. 0644.
So you have to do a chmod 644 on that file. Oh no, wait, it doesn't like 644. So you need to do I don't know what it wants. I guess 400. Go extreme.
400. Lock it all down. It's 0400, isn't it?
Both work, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This is an example.
On packet dash key.
Right. Yeah. This is an example of me not liking Mac commands yet, because I just flipped over to the end, but it didn't work. Okay. Wow.
If it wants about that, I'd be surprised. There you go.
And then, bam. Okay, that's pretty sweet. The Control L is ridiculous. Thank you. All right. Source admin RC. It's not.
So we also have a question.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, we have a question. Public IP. Oh, thank you. Public IPs for instances. So that's what this particular instance did, but you don't have to. You this is just this particular project did public IPs. You can shut it down so that it's local only. I've installed OpenStack on a local system before, and so there's ways to make it way more secure than this project does. This project is specifically done typically for workshops within a specific like conference center or meetup or whatnot. So yes, I do not recommend using this project for production. And on that note, by the way, this project is considered an experimental project within the Packet. The Packet GitHubs have 3 labels. So we've got private, which are internal only or not ready for the public. Excuse me. Then you have experimental, which is so it's typically got 1 active maintainer. But it's definitely not to be used for production. It's just for playing or workshops or education of some sort. Or it's something we're working on that's just very, very new and full of bugs, and we would like people to play with it. And then there's the maintained level, which maintained is then going to have at least 2 active maintainers. It's going to have testing, for example, a certain level of quality assurance, automated CI, stuff like that. So thank you for asking. Source. admin-openrc. And all that command does, by the way, is it gives you all of the admin commands that go with OpenStack. Oh, I should make it just a little wider. There we go. Actually, screw it. Wide. Okay. And that's what we have here. I mean, obviously, this isn't going to be the same. Conductor scheduler. That's so cool. Okay. And then OpenStack image list. See, only 3. Okay, so so I was like, it has like 1 million. So maybe that example output should be changed to a default, because none of these up here, none of these samples have more than 4 systems. Yeah, that's the most. So you're never going to have more than, never going to have, what is this, 8, 10? Counting is hard. Validate that all the x86. Oh my goodness. See, this part and the CLI, this is exactly why I use Horizon. Yeah. So James said it's only showing the x86 images, not ARM images. We specifically just wanted to play with x86 this morning. So we did the default that only has 3 x86 systems, and this does have a lot of ARM action going on. So obviously this is another, it's got one.
So if we had spun up the ARM, I don't know, is that a node group, whatever they call it as well, then we would have had those extra images, right?
Maybe. See, because I don't know, I've never worked with ARM, but my assumption is that even if we were spinning up ARM systems as well as our x86 systems, wouldn't it still just be one ARM system?
But if we had a mix of x86 and ARMs, we would see that full list of images.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Like I don't really know. I'll just say yes, definitely, and then that's it.
Maybe. Should.
Maybe.
Yeah, definitely. Keep the questions coming, James and Alice. I love it. And also, if we have quiet people anywhere, we would love to have your questions for another 50 minutes or so. Yes. So this long command is to verify the appropriate number of CPUs in memory, which should show per x86 system. Because see how the compute x8600, that host is right here.
Oh.
So there's our VMs, there's our memory, 48 CPUs. No big deal. But then within Horizon, you just go over to the instances, which I love. So instances, and then there, bam. So I have a confession.
Go on.
My first systems were Windows. And when I started at Red Hat years ago, there were 3 requirements for the front line, and you had to meet 2 of those requirements. One requirement was Linux experience. One was support experience, and our customer service experience, and the third was technical experience of any kind. And so when I come along and I'm like, I would like to work here, they're like, what's your experience with Linux? And I was like, nothing.
Please tell me you asked them for a Windows laptop.
No, actually, so I was with them for 11 years, and over those 11 years, like if I had said that when I first was hired, they would have laughed me out of the system. But like a few years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, they started allowing people to choose whatever they wanted, Mac, Windows, any flavor of Linux. And that's because like you don't necessarily need to use Fedora or CentOS or Red Hat Enterprise Linux to do your job. You might be in HR and Windows is your jam. And so they wanted to basically allow people to choose how they would work. But yeah, I totally did Windows support before I did.
You know what? See the latest Windows and WSL2, like it is so good. Like I would probably prefer that to my Mac these days. Like, I've only had a Mac for 3 weeks. I've always just used straight up Linux for forever.
Yeah,
and then I
me too.
got this Mac and I'm like, why are you so noisy? Like, why is the fan is even going now? Why? You're not doing anything. But I have started dabbling with Windows 10 and WSL2 because it's a cool project. I like it. Like Linux is painful, even if you've been using it for 10 years or longer, it's still painful. Like connecting a Bluetooth device, why is that so hard? Like,
exactly.
I just want to use my headphones.
Yes.
Screen shading, don't even get me started on that. That's an absolute cluster thing too. So like Windows 10 was appealing just because I wanted something to work and it could still write code, still run containers, and WSL2 is really cool.
Yes. Well, I haven't.
And then I'm using a Mac, so
yes. Same. I was using Fedora and CentOS for 11 years, and then when I came here, I started using a Mac a couple of years ago for my personal system because it synced really well with my iPhone, which was also not ideal at Red Hat, but and then I got here and I'm like, Mac full time. Oh boy, I can do this. I can. So I haven't touched Windows in a while, but yeah, I think mostly though, one of the reasons I don't touch Windows anymore is that this way my family can't call me for support.
Fix my printer. It's not working.
Yes. And when I visit, they'll be like, can you fix our internet? And I'm like, is it Linux? Like a router would care. But they don't know that. And I hope they never watch this stream. So I'm a bad person. Cool. Okay, back to the project. Focus, Mackay. Don't distract me. So validate the virtual machines are running. That was our Horizon version. Here is our CLI version. Cool. And then serial console support.
Nova console.
Dude. That's for ARM. What do I do for... do you think that's just using the name?
Yeah, I think at least like one of the image names. I would give that a go, see what happens.
Yeah. We already did that. And is it serial console for...
Let's try the Bionic X86 one.
Yeah. Oh.
So one's a server name, not an image name.
Or the host name, or the binary ID.
So we've got two servers running, so a CentOS 86 and Ceros 86. So we picked the one that isn't running as a server. So maybe we should use CentOS x86. The lowercase os on that list. I don't know if that matters or not.
Oh,
wait.
Let's see.
So yeah, I think it's the name, maybe not the image, but I might be wrong. Yeah.
So this.
So if you go back to your terminal, it's listed above you. A weird phrase. Yeah, go back to your terminal, please.
To my terminal. Bam.
Yeah, sorry, that's my accent, I guess. I'll enunciate. So on the server list, there's like 2 entries, and then there's the name column, the second one, and I think it wants that. Yeah, there.
This one.
I think, maybe.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. This.
If we ever meet up in person again, when that's like a thing, I'll just like give you the full-blown Scottish accent and see how long you last.
All right, go ahead. Let's hear it.
No. I don't need to do that on a stream. I don't want people to think less of me.
What? People won't judge you because of your accent. They'll just judge me for not being able to understand English.
Trust me, Scottish people don't speak English.
Okay. Now I'm really
We've got
curious.
our own dialects.
Yes. Okay.
It's weird. Like, I think because I've worked for American companies for so long that I probably default to like this Scottish, or I guess mix of Scottish English accent. But see, after like 2 beers, like my Scottish just creeps out. Like it's as if I forget how to speak.
So I lived in a lot of places in the States, and so this is why my accent is this kind of regional, non-specific accent. But if I get around someone who comes from a place where I've lived, my accent to that place will come back in a second. And when we had OpenStack Summit in Austin, and I was living here and I flew over to Austin and had a week of OpenStack Summit and talking with locals as well as conference attendees. And I flew back and I was talking like this, and I was talking in Dutch. Ik wil graag een pizza. And yeah, it was not a good combination. Do not put the Texas accent on the Dutch language. Nope. Okay.
Right, focus. Come on.
Oh, beer. So a Nova console needs to be installed or something. But I'm on admin, OpenR. Yeah. So I guess Nova console needs to somehow be enabled, which is something I'm going to work on. Actually, an opportunity to write an issue. Okay. I'm pretty sure this is a new issue. Okay, so when you're opening an issue, by the way, always put, and this is something that we could do for this project as well. What did you expect to happen? What happened? What were you trying to do? What steps did you take to do it? So we were trying to also need to have this open so I can copy and paste. So this is just so that someone else, when they come along and they see your issue pull, they can reproduce as easily as possible. And this is what we did. This is the steps that we did. So we can put that here. And then we'll just do that. So those are the commands that we did, except that Nova console command is not quite right, which might be part of the problem. No, we did this command. Do you have any specific things that you like to see when you're reading an issue on a GitHub repo, Makai?
GIFs normally, cute cats. No, I guess not. I guess the repositories that I maintain, I guess it's just very common for issues just to be, this doesn't work, and then that's it, and you're like, oh, good. Like, how do I reproduce this? So, you know, seeing you type out what you're trying to do, what steps did you try, what did you expect? I mean, all of that is just super valuable for maintainers and contributors to know how to fix it. So I'm just going to learn from you here and be better when I tell my own issues. Because I'm also bad. Like, I try and put as much context and detail into issues when I open them as possible, but sometimes you're frustrated and you're just like,
yeah.
So I should do better myself. Do as I say, not as I do. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Did I get that wrong? I don't know.
Do as I
say,
not
as
as
I
I do.
do.
Yeah, you did it right. So something else that projects can do is have a template for new issues that actually answer questions for you. And that's something that I can set up for this project offline now that I'm a contributor. Oh, yes. And our VPN blocks GitHub. And someday I hope they don't, because this is our GitHub. So that sucks. But now this issue is open, issue number 36. I always recommend looking through the issues and seeing if your issue has already been done. You can also search through issues by adding to here. And it'll show you. You can also take off the open and see if it's ever been listed before.
So could we try and fix it?
It's always a good idea.
Is this just a case of
request if you run across a bug? But for now, we've run across a bug, which is okay. It's totally fine. Actually, here is.
Oh, I guess we lost Rain.
Yes, lost Rain.
Oh, you're back.
Hello. Yeah,
I thought I was going to have to dance or tell jokes.
I know, like, you're going to be like, okay. There, I'll teach you a quick dance. There you go.
It looks pretty complicated.
Yeah. Straight up. Okay. Yeah, we just lost all the things. It's okay. Screen 2. Share. Okay. So here's the external networking support that I am not even going to touch.
So see the Nova console issue. Is that something we can fix by just DNF installing? Like, is that it? Or
I don't know. Let's try. We are on Ubuntu, so this is where I'm going to rely heavily on you. And actually, since I just had a networking bork, locally I'm fine. It's the other window is pissed. This man. It's really mad at me. It's still up and everything. Yeah. Broken pipe. Okay, but check this out. Bam. Oh, back. Okay, so DNF install Nova console.
Well, this is going to be apt, right? So could you just
apt-get?
You're saying this is Ubuntu. Oh.
Yes, this is Ubuntu. So I'm like, yum install.
Yeah, so you can use the new CLI. So just apt space install space Nova console. Maybe. Wow. So we could try an apt space search and see if we've got any OpenStack stuff. Just type, I guess, Nova console, Nova OpenStack. We can try it all.
Whoa. Oh, Nova client, Nova agent. Nova.
Nova serial proxy. Oh, it's installed. So maybe the binary is just not called. Do you want to try Nova tab and see if it auto completes to any command?
Yes.
What do we got? So we do have Nova-serial proxy. Do you want to try that?
Yeah, let's do it. So Nova, by the way, was the original project, and that NASA and Rackspace decided would be the original name. They both started OpenStack in Python, decided to open source it, and when it came together, they decided to call it Nova. So Nova, when you're using a Nova command, it can do so much. Like it's not specialized. It's supposed to cover all the commands, and that's part of the problem is that it could be anything. It's one of the largest, most complex project of all the projects. All right. I completely forgot where we were. Okay. This.
Yes, I think if we can.
Let me back up.
Yeah.
Because I have to remember all of the OpenStack server list first. This. Oh, stop.
We need to source that admin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Then this. Look how much we're learning. Oh, we're 3 minutes over. Maybe that was my internet was like, you're supposed to be offline now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, came in. Oh, come on. Don't be a drama queen, mouse. Nice.
Oh. So the URL is not a parameter on this commit.
Daemon config file path. No.
-- web.
Sneaky. I guess web is more accessible than URL. No.
It was worth a shot.
All right. Yeah. It's a good try. Good try. Okay. So I figured out how to gracefully close on brand, but it involves like both of us getting off screen. But I wanted to say thank you for joining me today, and let me know how I can help you in the future on your streams. There will be lots of dancing. And is there anything that you wanted to add today?
I'll just say thank you to you for hosting. It's been really good fun being here and learning about OpenStack, and it's very enjoyable. I like this. Happy to do this more.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So my graceful way of ending is that I have to remove a one of us. And I'm going to do this because it's nice and awkward. And Makai, you're going to say.
It's harsh. I've just been left to say goodbye, either that or a connection. I'm not sure if that was graceful, but.
That was totally graceful. You're supposed to say thanks for coming. All right, fine. Thanks for coming. And let me put on the right photo. Wait, is this the right photo? Stream over. Yes. Okay, graceful ending. Thank you for playing.